What up, sports fans and fellow foodies? I'm Julie, and welcome to my kitchen, where I talk sports while whipping up culinary treats. I took a day or two to let that Bears loss sink in, to kind of process and not react emotionally right away, because that's what we do as sports fans. It's short for fanatics. We do react emotionally. Bears fans, I was so proud to say I'm a Bears fan this weekend. When you saluted that team as they ran off the field after the loss, when Bears fans stood at Soldier Field and cheered in appreciation of what you had seen, not just in that game, but in this crazy season where the Bears surpassed expectations, but still left us a little sad that it didn't keep going. So tonight I'm talking about bittersweet. Bittersweet because I did feel sad. I wasn't mad at the Bears. I wasn't angry. I did feel sad. And to process that, to take into account that they were better than we thought they would be. I thought they'd have 9 wins this year. Thought they'd be over 500. Wasn't sure they'd be a playoff team. Wasn't sure Ben Johnson would connect with Caleb Williams the way he did. Surpassed expectations, but I wanted more. I was greedy once I saw how good this team could be and that special magic that they had. So bittersweet, and that's why we're doing something with bittersweet chocolate tonight. This is my wheelhouse. The darker the better. This is 72%. That means it's got kind of a bitter tinge to it. Okay, so all my friends out there who are milk chocolate aficionados, you are cringing right now, and I'm sorry for that. You can go with like semi-sweet, just your regular Nestle's semi-sweet chips or whatever brand you want to use. You can go with a Hershey's Dark, which is not quite as bitter. So I'm going to go with a 60% Ghirardelli. This is going to give me kind of the darkness I love, but not so off-putting for people who don't want it super strong. So this is going to be a dark chocolate or a bittersweet chocolate ganache. And you guys have heard me talk about this as a pastry girl. Ganache is fabulous in terms of chocolate that you can use for so many different things. So I've got this going on a low heat here. I just put 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. I'm going to add 4 tablespoons or half a stick or a 1/4 cup. It's all the same measurement of butter, which I let soften a little so it melts faster. Now I'm going to take my heat up a little bit more, so I'm kind of at a medium-low, or low-medium, however you want to call it. So I'm going to take that up a little bit. I'm going to let this work and just get a kind of a simmer. It's not a boil. You're going to see some little bubbles around the edges. All right, so ganache, what are we using it for? You can do a straight-up 1-to-1 heavy whipping cream to chocolate ratio. I did a 2-to-1 chocolate to whipping cream because I want it to be a little bit more firm. All right, so right now I've got my butter melting. You can hear that little bit of a sizzle in there. It's all coming together nicely, and we're gonna use a whisk. Just to kind of incorporate that, get that butter to melt. You're gonna see how easy this is and how quickly this will come together for so many great things. And when we talk about things coming together, that's what we saw from the Bears this year. We saw this team come together under Ben Johnson, and we saw this city come together. And to me, that was one of the best parts, was Chicagoans high-fiving each other and saying, did you see the game last night? And everybody's wearing their Bears gear. Shout out to my gal, Denise Garza. She owns DD Creations in Huntley. She made this sweatshirt for me with the Ben Johnson saying from the locker room. She has been crushing it this postseason. She does all sorts of engraved stuff, and she does all sorts of sweatshirts for like sports moms and things like that. And January is usually slow for her, and she put it on Facebook that she could make Bears sweatshirts and hats for people, and she's been crushing it. So she made me this one. Check her out. She's fabulous. I love what this has done for the economy. The Bears continuing to play has been so good for business all over the Chicagoland area. All right, just like that, this is completed. It's got that nice little simmer, little bit of a bubble around the edges, and I'm gonna pour this right over my chocolate that's sitting in this bowl here. So again, I have 2 cups of chocolate, but you can do 1-to-1. You'll see in a second why I'm going with a little bit more chocolate in my ratio here. All right, that's just gonna sit there. You don't have to do a darn thing to it. Just let the chocolate dissolve in there, let it melt a little bit, and we're gonna move on to other stuff. So, what you can do, once your ganache is finished, and you'll see that in a second, we're gonna use it with different applications, but I'm gonna use some that I made earlier today. Look how pretty this looks. Looks like fudge, right? Very similar. This is ganache that I put in the fridge, made it earlier, put it in the fridge to set up. I am going to use my ice cream scoop here, my cookie scoop, to just scoop out some ganache in here. I'm gonna roll it in my hands, and you'll see the heat from my hands is gonna get it a little bit sticky. So I'm gonna just dump my truffle into some cocoa powder. And just like that, I have a truffle that is so fancy looking and so delicious. And again, you can do this with other chocolates too. So I'm a little messy right now. It's okay, we don't mind. Black and blue division, sometimes you gotta get dirty, right? All right, so you can do your scoops of ganache and you can roll it in sprinkles. You can dip it back into melted ganache if you need something that's gonna help things to stick to your truffles. But as you can see, that one came together just that fast. If you tend to have warm hands, it's gonna be a little bit more problematic for you. You can either keep tapping your hands on like ice or a cold towel, or you can just be real gentle and not squish it too much in your hands. All right, so in the meantime, this has been sitting for probably less than 2 minutes maybe. We're gonna start to whisk this, and you will see how it's gonna come together. I'm gonna move my prepared ganache off to the side. Go back to our bowl here. You can do this in any sort of mixing bowl, container, pitcher, whatever works best for you. But you'll see it's looking kind of like chocolate milk right now with some chocolate chunks breaking through. But that's gonna come together really quickly as it all starts to assimilate. And it smells so good. Boy, I wish you guys could just like grab a spoon and dive on in. And you can flavor this once you've got this to your perfect consistency here. You can add flavorings, you can add alcohol flavorings like a Grand Marnier. You can add peppermint extract. You can make all sorts of things. I love raspberry ganache. But if you look at how pretty this is right now, absolutely gorgeous. Just like that, Caleb Williams to Cole Kmet touchdown pass. Love Cole Kmet. I have been championing his cause for the last few weeks because he hasn't gotten the ball as much. I so wanted Ben Johnson to remember he can catch the ball and not just block. He's been a great blocker, but he hasn't said a peep. He hasn't complained. He's just shown up for work every day, done his job. Colston Loveland has been great. But when he was knocked out with a concussion the other day, next man up, it was amazing the way that Caleb Williams was able to get that ball to Cole Kmet, who just made it look like any other play. Made it look so easy. God bless you, Cole Kmet, who also went to my high school, St. Viator High School in Arlington Heights. Proud fellow Lion. Proud of you, Cole Kmet. Also a fellow Lion, Jared Payton, who I know is hurting a little bit this week. Had to see the Bears lose on Sunday night and had to see his Miami Hurricanes lose Monday night. Jared, I'm so sorry. That's got to be a little bit rough on you, buddy. But congratulations to Indiana, finishing off the undefeated, perfect season. Another great Cinderella feel-good story, just like the Bears fans were feeling, except this one resulted in a championship. And the Bears are hoping 1 year from now, they're looking at the same thing, a title. But kudos to the Indiana Hoosiers. Big Ten pride all the way. I think 3 in a row, if not 4, national championships have gone to the Big Ten. So kudos to Indiana for pulling that off and for having so many great feel-good stories there. All right, I've been whisking this while I'm jabbering away, but what you'll see is I have a whole bunch of different ways we can use this. You can drizzle it if you just kind of want to get a little bit more here. If you just kind of want to drizzle it over. Whisk, maybe not the best way, but you get the idea. We'll grab a spoon, we'll go that route. All right, now we're talking. A little bit more drizzle, there we go. So we can drizzle our ganache for just decor and a little bit of flavor. We can drizzle it over these little brownie bites I have here. Or you can just take one of these and you can dunk it right in your ganache. Flip it out. So this is gonna be like if you dip strawberries or Oreos or something, this is gonna be a little more fudgy. It's not just straight up chocolate, but you'll see that'll set up as well. And then I've got this nice little cheesecake here, which you can also drizzle, or you can over pour. You can just take this, dump it over the top, and let that pour over the edges. If you leave this in the fridge, you can also use this to fill cakes. So I'm just gonna roll this around a little bit, get it to the edges. You can kind of see how I've got that working there. So many applications, so many versatile uses for it. And again, I just love that bittersweet taste. I don't love the bittersweet taste of being disappointed on Sunday night, but I still have to take pride in what this team did for the city and how Bears fans came together. And I'm really, really hoping that 13 months from now, we don't have those bittersweet feelings. We just have sweet feelings. Sweetness? Shout out Walter. Just sweet feelings after the Bears are hoisting a Lombardi trophy. Fingers crossed, right? And don't forget, we're less than 3 weeks till pitchers and catchers report. It's right around the corner. Baseball fans, we're gonna be talking baseball. We'd love to be talking Bears for the next few weeks leading up to the Super Bowl. We'll keep talking football, but baseball is creeping in on the horizon. We've still got some Bulls and Blackhawks stuff going on. We've got college basketball heating up, so we'll kind of spray to all fields as the weeks go on. And by the way, speaking of the Bulls and the Blackhawks, love, love, love the synergy between Caleb Williams, Connor Bedard, Pete Crow Armstrong. You had Alex Bregman rocking out, hanging out with the Bulls and the Blackhawks recently. The young players in this town supporting each other and the way the crowd responds when they see these different guys at the arenas, absolutely heartwarming and so much fun to watch. And I'm excited to see how that kind of develops as these young players develop too. But Bears fans had a lot to be excited about this year, a lot to savor, just like I'm going to savor some of these treats as soon as I wrap up here. This team has so much in its future with Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams, with a whole bunch of them. What they've accomplished this year, heartwarming. We love it, we're appreciative of it, and we're hungry for more. And I'm hungry for more chocolate. I'll catch you next time, right here, Play by Plate.